As if on cue, Jessica Holmes, if I'm not mistaken, it is raining. It literally just started to rain. Welcome. We are live from the Oscar red carpet. So happy to have you with us as we take a look around a dry Dolby Theater. For the moment,
Sam, as he uttered the words, we are live from the Oscars. The clouds opened up. We have a tent above. But happy 92nd Oscars, Sam.
And happy 92nd Oscars
now,
to you.
We've had this experience before under a red carpet with rain, heavy rain. It was about 5 years ago, and it was a soaker. Stars were wet. We were getting doused. This looks like it'll be brief.
And I'm not small like this, but we years ago were next to a particularly egregiously annoying reporter.
Well,
and there was a seam in the tent, and it just poured right on her head.
We were in the seam, and she was not going to share her space with us, but
and,
that's okay.
She got hers. We'll see if the stars get theirs. The big question this morning, or this afternoon, we've been doing this since this morning. We saw those stars looking fantastic in the opening of our show.
Yes.
Will they look as good? Will they be in as good moods? Because one thing that we've talked about before, and we'll show you around here a little bit, somebody making their way to the carpet here.
Hello, ladies.
This is the big one. There is a nervousness to this and a weight to it that simply isn't evident at the other red carpet shows.
It's true. We were talking about the Golden Globes, the SAG Awards, even the Emmys, which is television. It's kind of a light, frivolous affair. Everybody's having a great time. The Oscars, something's a little different. You can tell it means... It's heavy for the celebrities. They come in and they really feel, I think, nervous sometimes, right?
And then I think one thing that could contribute to nerves, particularly in this year where we have, and we'll talk to Tom O'Neill in a little bit, predictions that insist you have 4 full front runners who are almost certain to win.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad to have that on your shoulders?
That's a good point, yeah.
Behind us, and you just saw a little bit of a close-up. They're calling these the fan experience pods, which I think is a fancy way of saying, here, fan experience pods, wave to our audience. There they are. There, that was a practice cheer. In any event, they will cheer more loudly.
How loud will you be when Brad Pitt shows up?
Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Pitt.
See? That's when they really let it rip.
See, we like them because they're easy to manipulate. So, too, over at the Lowe's Hotel, our friends Doug Kolk and Megan Henderson. And you know what? As if she has emerged from
you too.
Love the crowd
she's
control.
emerged from a gift box.
Gorgeous.
Megan has never been more beautiful. Hi, Megan.
You're so sweet. Good afternoon to you guys. Happy Oscar Sunday to you, Doug Cole.
Happy Oscar Sunday to you as well, Megan.
You look so fantastic. We're going to be talking, of course, fashion all afternoon long. So, of course, I have to know who you're wearing, Doug.
I'm wearing basically whatever's in my closet that fits.
Oh, there you go. There you go. It's so easy for you.
Enough about me because you look absolutely stunning.
You're so sweet. I'm wearing Carolina Herrera by Janet Mandel, 14 karat jewelry, shoots on the feet. You can't see them. They're buried underneath here, but very comfortable, fabulous shoes. And again, we're so excited to have Nick Varios with us again this year to talk all about the fashion trends.
And also joined by Tom O'Neill from GoldenDerby.com.
Exactly. Because Sam and Jessica, we are at the official Oscar Hotel. We've already seen some of the celebrities walk by.
I think I've seen more celebrities here than I've seen on the red carpet.
It's true.
This is really the focal point. We're only steps away from the red carpet.
We're seeing it all happen. We're going to be bringing it to you live all afternoon long, of course. And we need to know, you guys look so fantastic, as always. Who are you wearing?
Well,
thanks, Meg.
thank you. You guys, by the way, if you get those stars, pull them over.
Yeah.
Because they're dry there before they get here.
True.
So
true.
there we go.
Name names.
Yeah.
Don't be shy.
Well, we're not saying they're going to talk to us or that they're looking at us. They just keep walking by. But we see them.
We don't have the crowd control that you have, Sam and Jess.
We're like, wait, oh, bye. Okay.
Yeah, well, Megan and I, we go dress shopping together usually, which is always so much fun. This is Gabby Sharbachi from M&M Couture, and then 14 karat, same jeweler as Meg, and shoots shoes as well.
There we go.
How about you?
Thank you. Giovanni Testi, the tuxedo. And then I believe the watch is from Leslie Rubin like 10 years ago from
Very
Chernow.
sweet.
So,
Still ticking, still working.
Still works. You know what? Our friend Anya Sar, our stylist, helped with a lot of this. Let's take a look at our ladies getting ready for the big day.
I feel like we were just doing this. We're here at Janet Mandel showroom. As you know, it is tucked away in the Hollywood Hills.
I want to move here.
Look at this. And this color. The great thing about this place is that anyone can rent, and it's a fraction of the price.
Anya, we are at one of the most spectacular showrooms. Am I gonna find my Oscar dress today?
Definitely, Megan. This year on the carpet, we're gonna see a lot of white, hot
Now,
cream.
how do you know this, Anya?
It just comes to me in a dream. It fits. This is Brandon Maxwell.
Color.
Look at the citrine.
You're definitely gonna stand out in this.
Megan, tell us you're back.
I'm back.
You had a beautiful baby. Look at you, amazing. And now you're back for the red carpet.
I'm ready for a dress.
What are you feeling? I mean, this is a new you. Now you're a mom.
I'm feeling color, but
Okay.
also black. Black sleekness with a little ounce of
A
color.
combo.
Feathers and sequins. No, I want it
You're
all.
feeling it all.
Such gorgeous choices. I don't know how I'm gonna choose, but I have faith that we're gonna come up with something spectacular.
Oh, I think they did.
Yeah.
Indeed, they did. We'll see Megan Tellis at that Elton John viewing party in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick break here. Now, has the rain stopped?
I think so. We're now down to a drizzle, Sam.
But hopefully a parade of stars as we continue right here. We're live from the Oscars. Back with more in just a moment. Welcome back. We're live from the Oscars and our socials, red hot and active. Join us at KTLA ENT, that's KTLA Entertainment. The Jessica Holmes, you can find her on Instagram. Mine is Sam on TV. And Rose Ayala sent to me on the Instagram. I posted a picture of you, and she said, Jessica, beautiful, stunning as always, but are you a bit cold?
Yeah, Rose. It's funny, when we first arrived and the carpet was full of press, it was warm, it was toasty. The rain hit, and I think the temperature took a big drop because it's cooled down.
It may well have. So
Yeah.
we'll see if goosebumps develop. Goosebumps here as we go across the way to Lowe's and Megan Henderson and Doug Culp.
Right, so you have that one and then we get these.
You know, Sam and Jess, I gotta tell you, this really is the central hub for the Oscars. I think all the celebrities are getting ready here and then just making their way down to you.
And of course, the Oscars is all about getting ready. Our Anya Sar has helped us get ready. You're telling us all about the best makeup to wear, the best hair to wear, the best outfits to wear, and the best way to celebrate. We love that about you. You know everything Oscars.
Well, you are an amazing goddess in blush. And don't forget Doug, because he has a blush pocket square. So as you guys know, blush, huge trend this year. And now we have a way to celebrate at home with the blush trend, which is the Martinelli Sparkling Blush.
I love this.
It's so great because it's a mindful way to drink. It's like you can have rosé all day without the alcohol.
And it's so festive looking.
So festive.
Beautiful. I didn't even know this existed.
Right,
It's fantastic.
so it's made with U.S. grown apples with a splash of raspberry juice, and that gives it the pink color and that crisp, refreshing taste.
I feel like we were gonna cheers.
Okay, let's cheers.
Are we cheersing? Are we
There you
cheersing?
go.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheersing all around.
Happy Oscars.
Happy Oscars to you guys. And coming up, you, of course, do not want to miss a frame of all of our red carpet live coverage. We will be right back, live from the Oscars, right after this. Cheers.
Welcome back. We are live from the Oscars. You know what? Every reporter who matters is here. So too is Kit Hoover from Access Hollywood and that other
Kit!
Access Everything.
Exactly. First of all, how great is tonight? The rain's not slowing all this down. It's so
No.
exciting. And I always dress so conservative. Tonight, look, do I kind of look like an Oscar?
Boom.
Right? I got a lot of padding woo, back there, a lot of tape going on. And so it's so
And you
great.
remember, but here, this is the thing that we were talking about. Now, you know what? Just as Kit began to speak,
It's
the
pouring.
clouds opened. It really got rainier.
Don't you think it adds to the fun of it all?
It adds to the allure, the drama. I mean, it's the Oscars. It's the biggest night. And y'all know these award shows drag on forever. But tonight, it culminates with this. It's so exciting. Y'all look great, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
I don't know if we can get the picture. Billy Porter is posting for a picture over there, and it's.
Did you see this outfit? outfit,
Yeah.
Kit? Look at this.
You know what I did at the Globes? I went underneath his dress because it was so big. So I was just with Billy. Do you want me to bring him over?
Sure.
I was
If you
just
grab
with
him.
Billy. I think it's with Brad right now. So I was like, I'm not going under your dress this time.
Well.
So fabulous. The fashion tonight's going to be strong too.
Who are you excited about?
I think Scarlett Johansson. Don't y'all think she always brings it so classy? That back on her is so great. Tell everybody at home, by the way, this is inside. The rain right now, you can hear coming down. Have we ever had it rain like this?
Well,
at
we
the
were
Oscars?
talking about 5 years ago. It really poured so much so these seams did not hold.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, we're going down then, people. Listen, this is a house of cards. This could come down quickly.
Glove,
This is
glove,
great.
glove.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you could go get Billy, do. If not, we won't count on you, but we'll see if again. See, that's
well,
what.
no, a good Southern woman
Right.
knows how to whistle.
Right.
If I could lock eyes with them.
That's what a mom can do.
Do that again, Kit. Whistle.
Billy.
Well, now he's going to do his Oscar pictures.
Oh, you're amazing.
I'll bring him back over. But I love y'all both. This is so fun. Y'all going live. I missed this, right? Because we taped for tonight.
No, I think live is the thing, and I think what's most exciting about it, and you've certainly had this experience. By the way, that rain is such
now
intensity.
Guys, I
It's-
feel like flash dance. What a feeling. You can feel this rain right now.
Our poor cameraman in the back
Oh,
there
no.
is. Are you getting it?
Are you guys wet?
Are you
Are you
wet?
okay?
What's
Yeah.
your name and your name?
Eddie
Yeah.
and Ed.
Fast Eddie and Fast Ed. Are y'all all right back there? This
Oh.
is.
But it's
I mean-
really starting to pour. We need gutters or something because it's going to kind of blow itself.
Turn the cameras around. Y'all, it is a downpour
I
out
gotta
there.
say, I don't know if these things can hold. I'm a little nervous. This is beginning to sag already.
Right.
Oh.
Y'all, that could make it kind of exciting,
Right,
right? A little
exactly right.
drama that we might need in here.
Precisely right.
Any
you know,
ladies wearing white this evening, look out.
Look out. That's going to be quite something.
That's right.
Well, thank y'all for
You
including
bet.
me in your
Absolutely.
live show. Great to see you.
Kid,
Hey,
you're
I
from
just love you.
Have a great time.
the Carolinas. Where are you from originally?
So I'm from Atlanta, but I went to Carolina. Carolina Duke last night. I'm not happy. My Tar Heels lost by 2 points, but yeah, that's
I would say the most you-alls we've had in an interview that we've ever done on the record. No,
you know
I think
what?
that's
When
good.
I'm excited or drunk, I go y'all. So maybe I'm a
Which
little
one
of both.
is it?
Hey, don't ask. Love you both.
You too, Kit.
Kid over there. See, Kid is such a great name,
I
by
know.
the way, and I love her too.
Kit is cute.
Cute, super
and
cute.
And she's just.
Now she's courting with the fans.
You want to just stick her in your pocket because I love her and she's adorable. But we're not joking, you guys. It is pouring. I see gushing water over there, and it's starting to kind of filter into the tent. here.
You know, I've got some friends who are watching our coverage, obviously, all throughout Southern California, around
Yeah.
the world, who were in the Valley in Burbank and Glendale, and they were like, it is pouring
Pouring.
here, and that was 10 minutes ago.
Right.
So it's making its way. You know what? Doug and Megan are safe inside the Lowe's and dry.
I know.
Your opportunity
It's cold.
to have the experience. I'm going to give you my jacket in
Yeah.
a chivalrous way in a moment. You want to win your way there? Here, look at this.
Hello, welcome to the Panorama Suite at Lowe's Hollywood Hotel.
For an award-winning staycation, the envelope goes to Lowe's Hollywood Hotel.
Anyone can have the celebrity VIP experience. Anyone can feel like they do on awards night. Most importantly, I forgot this. Goodness, if you book this room, it comes with my services.
From check-in to check-out, all guests are on the A-list.
Preston's is where the movers and shakers in Hollywood start their day.
Power players wake up and brunch at Preston's.
Got a power breakfast here at the hotel from 7 to 11. You'll see mimosas and Bloody Marys on most of our tables here.
While those in the know cheers, wine, and dine at the hip H-squared kitchen and bar.
So what we've done is we've created 9 cocktails, all inspired by the Best Picture nominees.
To be the toast of Tinseltown, text the code word Hollywood to 515151 for your chance to win a one-night glam getaway that includes a $100 food and beverage bonus plus 2 tickets to a Hollywood show.
It's as close as you can get in Hollywood.
Glam and go time. All right, that was shot, of course, on a beautiful day in
Beautiful
Hollywood.
sunny
Really
day.
nice hotel, comfortable and just terrific. So I
Yeah.
hope you win your way in. The weather situation, to quote my friends Mark Krisky and Henry DiCarlo, has deteriorated.
Okay, there's a hole in the tent over here leaking. They've got the umbrellas out for the media over here. If it continues to rain this hard, I think there will be a problem.
Yeah, this
But
could
we'll
be.
see. We'll see.
Doug and Megan safe and dry inside the Lowe's, and they're not alone.
Nick!
Nick Varios is with them.
Yay! Yes,
Yeah.
Arthur Gaverios, who's going to be, of course, talking fashion with us all afternoon.
Yes, of
How
course.
Are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very, very well. And first of all, this is amazing.
Oh, thank you. You
Yes.
look beautiful and you look very handsome.
Thank you.
He was waiting for that. Of course, from FIDM, tell us, what are we going to see a little bit of on the red carpet? You can always kind of predict based on runway trends, right?
Yes, runway trends. And also, I've been looking at what the stylists are saying. They're talking color, they're talking metallics, as well as volume. So I think there's going to be red carpet moments.
What about color schemes?
A lot of pink. And then look for some brights, you know, some emerald greens, those kind of colors. But I think the pink is doing good. And black, that's been a trend.
Okay, and of course, once again, I need to get your exact title in because you're so important at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, the chairman, and you're a designer.
Yes.
You do such fantastic red carpet designs.
Thank
What
you.
is your inspiration every year?
Oh my God, every year it depends. It could be cities, it could be museums, women. That is my inspiration.
I love that one. That's a good one.
All right, we just had a little frozen there of Megan and Doug, but they look at us. We're going to show you a tape from literally moments ago. This is going to become the weather story, will be the big entertainment story. And what they're trying to do here is take that pooling of the water.
Yeah.
And a guy had some
squeegee.
a squeegee and pushed it out, but it didn't really work, and it's pooling again.
Right, and then it created a waterfall effect,
Right.
and everybody screamed all at once. So it's adding to the excitement of today. And the thing we know about Los Angeles, will this mean everybody gets here later?
Precise, something to think about.
We'll see.
We continue live on a dry carpet for us, but not for everybody. Our friends at the Insider already soaked back here in just a minute. Oh, it's Inside Edition, I think. Chef to the Stars, Wolfgang Puck, making his way inside. He is feeding people vegan and non-vegan entrees and small plates. He'll join us live in a moment. This is the story, Jessica.
Bring your squeegees to the Oscars. BYOS. It's coming down, and you know, everybody was saying this just adds to kind of the excitement. You see, look, the guy's running.
That's an emergency
with the
squeegee squad.
Yeah.
So those guys are literally going from place to place where the water is pooling. And now, you know what? Live at the Oscars.
Hi, great to see you.
Good to see you. Wolfgang, here, step over a little of this to us.
Okay.
You have done this for many years. When it rains, how do you think that changes things?
Well, I think people get more hungry when it rains
Yes.
because it's colder, they eat more. Like, unfortunately, it's not snowing. Then everybody would be eating by now already.
They want cozy comfort food on a rainy day.
Exactly. So we have everything this year. We have our famous chicken pot pie and the macaroni and cheese and our Miyazaki beef. But as you can see, we also have a great assortment of sushi, like all vegan, and we have a vegan vegetable pot pie, and we have pastas which are vegan. So we have
Beautiful.
something for everybody.
Brian here is handing out the golden Oscars. There we go. You're the most popular guy on the carpet at the moment.
I'll take it. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Thank you,
Whatever I can
Wolfgang.
do to make people like me, I'll take it out here. It's working out so far.
You know what else I heard about the menu tonight?
steal a couple more.
Tater tots, but not just regular tater tots, with caviar.
So we have this beautiful potato puree, which we bread a little bit and fry them so they're crispy in the outside, and we put a little creme fraiche and caviar on top. It is amazing. You have the crispiness, the softness, and the little saltiness of the caviar. It's perfect.
Oh, bring us back samples.
Okay,
Will you?
absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
Good to see
I
you.
know, we love
Happy
you. Thank
Oscars
you
to you,
guys.
Wolfgang.
Have a
Thanks so
great
much.
time. Thank you.
You know, a person who never gets a day older and has a youthful enthusiasm
Wolfgang
about him, it's really something. Megan and Doug, safe and dry. Lowe's has a ceiling. And
That's good news.
good news. Back to you guys.
You know, when it comes to celebrity, it is a whole nother world of their tips and secrets to make them look so good.
It's not that easy, is it,
No,
Doug?
it's
not that easy. Anya Sar, of course, our stylist expert, she always fills us in on what they do, from the dresses to the hair to the skin. What else?
Megan, it's also about that smile.
Oh, of course.
And now I'm going to share my Hollywood insider secret of how you can get that star smile. Take a look.
You're never fully dressed without one. Oftentimes your smile is worn down, so people pay attention to your shoes and to your smile.
But if you weren't born beaming,
Veneers are a great option for many people. So when you have short teeth, you can make them longer with veneers. When you have long teeth, you can make them shorter with veneers. When you have a narrow smile, you can make them wider with veneers.
Dr. Joseph Goodman is considered Hollywood's best smile secret.
In order to maintain your bright and white teeth, you want to avoid certain foods and drinks. And I put everyone in my office, whether they're stars or people who are interested in cosmetic dentistry, on a milk and water diet for 1 week.
For those perfect pearly whites, the Beverly Hills office creates custom cuspids.
So we have a smile catalog. The smile catalog has about 10 different styles, and people can choose and mix and match the different styles.
Or can mimic and mirror any mouth.
Jennifer Lopez has a very beautiful smile because she is very much requested in our office. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio are very popular as well. So people select their styles. We can copy this. Cynthia Erivo, she has a beautiful smile, beautiful white teeth. She has a gap. Most people would say, close my gap. And she screams at you, keep it open, keep it wide open. That emits confidence, that's power.
So go ahead, turn that frown upside down.
It's for everyone. You don't have to be a celebrity. People from all walks of life are welcome to our office. I know many people are scared of the dentist, but I have news for you. Even dentists are scared of the dentist. And our office will make you comfortable, so we are very, very inviting.
How are we doing?
Very, very good. Perfect, I tell ya. We are once again live from the Oscars red carpet all afternoon long. We hope you will stay with us. We're going to be right back from a very rainy Hollywood right after this.
Welcome back. We're live from the Oscars. It's Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes, Megan Henderson and Doug Kolk. Megan Tellis is at the Elton John party. We'll check in with her in a little bit. The big story so far has been from overhead and the rain, which continues to go back and forth. You saw our conversation with Wolfgang Puck. Some chocolate Oscars were flying back and forth between the fan experience level. How many Oscars did you guys get? Enough?
Chocolate Oscars?
Chocolate Oscars?
Can they bring snacks?
Can they bring snacks?
Because they're here for several hours. Right. So, you know, anytime they can get a snack, she got one. Front row always has the best chance.
Yes, priceless there. More look at the rain here. And again, a squeegee team.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody studied geometry here in designing the red carpet, because I think you needed more of a slope, perhaps.
It is pooling. The rain is pooling in different areas of the red carpet. And it was raining so hard a few moments ago that we were kind of getting a spray, all of us, as it was passing through. So the sky opened up. It was starting to be a beautiful day. Right. Sun was shining, and that changed. And everybody knows Los Angeles as far as traffic, as soon as it rains. And my guess is, Sam, right outside of here is just a lineup of, is it limos? What does everyone take now?
I think people are taking limos. Well, limos, I don't know that you would take if you're an Oscar nominee, you're not going to just call an Uber on your phone.
True.
You probably would arrange a car of some sort. They'll make their way here. We will talk to them live. Who will make their way here? We've got a little look at some of the nominees expected tonight.
And speed, 55, take one. You ready? Hit it. Attaboy.
We will crush our enemies into dust.
I cannot play this role anymore.
Is it okay with you?
You know, you're kind of pretty for a stuntman.
That's what they tell me.
You are not married, Aunt Marge.
Well, that's because I'm rich.
Congratulations.
She says I was put here to spread joy and laughter.
I don't think of myself as a hero. No, not at all.
That was the best acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
All right, Julia Butters there with Leonardo DiCaprio. She, the 10-year-old sitcom star from American Housewife, not a nominee today. I think that was a bit of a mistake. But as you look over that package, and I think this has been a good movie year. Sometimes people talk about, oh, it's hard to fill out this category. There's not enough.
Well, there's a possibility for 10, right?
Right.
And we have 9 this year.
Exactly right.
And a lot of them harken back to a certain time in Hollywood, the 60s. There's a few films, I think, that go to that time period. Ford versus Ferrari, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Judy, spends some time within that decade as well. So I think that there's a little bit of nostalgia, I guess, with some of these movies, but I think they're all very different in when you think of Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, some very ideas that are definitely out there compared to things we've seen in the past.
And then there are 5 performances from actors that are getting Oscars attention. Here now, the Best Supporting Actor nominees. Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine?
Anthony Hopkins, The Two Popes.
Perhaps we'll find God over there on the journey. I'll introduce you to him.
Al Pacino, The Irishman.
The day our trucks stop, America stops.
Joe Pesci, The Irishman.
Better watch, there's a lot of tough guys around here. Did he tell you?
Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Anybody accidentally kills anybody in a fight, they go to jail. It's called manslaughter.
All right, good choices there, Tom Hanks. Always so likable. My thought there is he wasn't in the movie enough. You wanted to see more of Mr. Rogers. With The Irishman, I love Al Pacino and everything that he does. Just to see him anytime on screen. And then Joe Pesci, the fact that he effectively came out of retirement for this performance. Everyone suggests, and I would be inclined to agree, and my new moniker, Easy Breezy Brad Pitt, who has been so fun on the award circuit.
He's just living his best life, isn't he? Every time you see him, first of all, he looks like your Hollywood movie star. When he waltzes on these red carpets lately, he grew his hair out a little bit, he's got sunglasses on, a tan, and it looks like it's good to be Brad Pitt right now, and I think he's enjoying it.
Yes.
And sometimes you see people and you're like,
it's a chore.
I don't know that you're enjoying it. And he's really, I think, embracing this period in his career.
I think that's a very good point, because sometimes oh my gosh, a big
waterfall
happened. I believe the squeegee team now is going to have to be there on a permanent basis.
It's like Made of the Mist. Have you ever taken that at Niagara Falls? That's what we're experiencing.
It is like Niagara Falls.
Slickers for everybody.
We're going to have little boats in just a minute.
Oh, boy.
I would say Brad Pitt, though, would be my selection as the person who actually wins tonight. Would you agree?
I think so.
You know who knows best? It's Tom O'Neill from GoldDerby.com. He is with Megan Henderson and Doug Cole.
He's calling you Tom Hanks now.
I'll take it.
Tom O'Neill, as you mentioned, from GoldDerby.com. You have all the expert picks. The experts, I mean, it's kind of Brad Pitt's year, isn't it?
It is, and he's never won an Oscar for acting. He won as a producer of 12 Years a Slave, Best Picture.
And he was nominated for 12 Monkeys, right?
And he was nominated. Hey, great trivia here there, Doug. Way to go. But he did something very humble this year. He agreed to go into supporting, even though arguably his role opposite Leo is a lead.
So he has to agree?
With the studio he does. And so it was a
interesting.
smart choice. He ended up sweeping this season.
So tell me something, because all along this award season, Brad Pitt has been the unanimous selection.
Right.
The performance, I mean, he was cool. He's always cool. I felt cooler as a person just watching him on screen.
It's not about the performance. It's about who we love and who's overdue. This is the industry voting on itself.
That's my answer. Right. Because it didn't seem as if the role was challenging enough to warrant an award.
It has nothing to do with the role.
It has nothing to do. Okay.
I would say, as I was watching it, it was kind of him at his best. I mean, I did, when I was watching it, think, this is a special performance.
Like I want to be him.
Well, or I want to date him. I mean, what is it, right?
But also, it's about Hollywood, and it's about taking a back seat, and it's about it's about the kind of tortured soul of a Hollywood player.
But what does that say to the field and the more challenging roles?
In this case, supporting actor is very often a career achievement award. Whether you see Alan Arkin win, or Jack Palance, or Christopher Plummer win, this is where you catch up with the overdue Oscar, and it's Brad's turn.
And in terms of what Jessica was mentioning, she was saying how much Brad seems to have been enjoying it this season. His speeches, knocking him out of the park.
Brilliant. He picked up his Golden Globe and said, "This will look good on my Tinder account."
Exactly. It was hilarious. Perfect. But that counts, right?
Very much so.
The
He's very amusing.
campaigning is important to a
Yes.
certain extent.
And he's normally not a campaigner, but he's done it this year.
Another great line I remember at the Golden Globes, he was talking about, I would have brought my mom, but everybody would have thought it was my girlfriend.
Oh, there's some suspicion he's brought in a speechwriting team to help him here, but if so, great work.
Exactly. Good on you, Brad, right?
That's
so we're
right.
all predicting Brad.
Yeah,
I
easy-
mean,
easy work.
yeah, kind of a duh. That's what we're calling it. We'll go back to you, Sam and Jess.
All right, there we
Thanks,
go. It'll be
Tom.
interesting to talk to Tom later if he anticipates any surprises. No surprise for us. The Brad Pitt of entertainment journalists. Mario Lopez, did you like it?
Oh, nice. It was great.
Hi,
Beautiful. You
Mario.
look sharp. I'm glad you took the tissue off. I was watching earlier. I'm like, you're on TV, Sam. You got the tissue.
It's
You had a
his
tootie, you wouldn't have had the tissue on.
Tootie is Mario's right hand, and I envy this beyond belief because he's with Mario 24 hours a day.
He brings snacks for Mario. What else?
Is he always bananas, or is it mostly natural snacks?
It's always bananas. You got it on the go. It's rained here before,
Nuts,
remember?
too.
It's rained here before. What do you like? Best picture. Who are you calling?
Parasite.
See, I'm conflicted because I love Parasite 2. Left the biggest impression on me, but 1917 with the scope of it, I'm torn. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is that
Love
in your
that
top
too.
three?
I think Hollywood does like to reward Hollywood, but I think it's going to come down between those three. But I'm excited.
Tootie, as your helper, does he go to the movies with you, or does he go separately and see them on your app?
We went to go see The Irishman together when it first came out on the first day right here, which was like 3.5. Old school theater, the Egyptian. Yeah.
I'm going
That's a
Irishman.
win. Yeah.
Will you get all fanned out if Al Pacino comes up here, or what?
Of course. De Niro, Pacino, those are my
Pesci.
heroes.
Oh, it's Pesci's birthday today, too. So I can't wait to wish him a happy birthday if he tucks. Shortest Oscar acceptance speech in history, Joe Pesci. Hit him with a thank you, and then bounced. That's Blair.
That's
Now,
how a pro does
as you took the Access Hollywood limousine here, did the rain affect you at all, or was that?
Yeah, it was soaked. Tootie almost wiped out.
A
I was
lot.
soaked coming
A
out
bunch of
here.
times.
So yeah, I wish it wouldn't, but you know, what are you gonna do? It is what it is.
You have Tootie almost wiping out makes me nervous.
Tootie, where's the umbrella?
Yeah.
That
No,
was
he's got
fun.
it. He's got
See,
it.
Tootie has
It's full
two
service.
umbrellas.
He's like Captain
Two umbrellas,
Caveman, just
yeah.
pulls out everything right there.
You don't even know what to
Yeah, exactly.
Mario requires 2 umbrellas. That's the least he can.
You know what Sam has to do? He has to run and put his coat over his head.
Yeah.
That's what Sam
Look at
has.
him. He's a player. That's who he is.
Have fun
Great
tonight.
see
Good to see you guys.
You guys,
Good to
we
see you
love
guys.
you. Have fun, okay?
All right, not
Have a
only the
great
people
time.
who talk to the stars themselves, it's our belief. They're on the way as we continue right here.
All right, live from the Oscar red carpet. I hear screams. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're live from the Oscars. It's Sam Rubin, Jessica Holmes, Megan Henderson, Doug Kolk. Megan, tell us from the Elton John party. We'll hear from her in just a little bit. I usually say a cliche phrase, Jessica,
Yeah.
like things are heating up, but that is not the case.
Not the case today. Things are cooling down. I would say we had a 15-degree temperature drop since the rain arrived. And, it's always hard to guess when the stars will arrive because it really does change. Some years everybody gets here early. Other years people arrive late. We're getting close to 2 o'clock now, and we'll...
And
the rain
when we
keeps
look
coming.
up and appear distracted, it's because another big sort of gush of water
Yeah.
is making its way over the side of this tent, which is held up for us beautifully,
Yeah.
but not necessarily so much for other people. It's these little pools
Right.
that are causing the level of concern. One member of the squeegee team, he's okay, but
Okay.
apparently is soaked completely to the gills.
I
In the
know.
meantime, Laura Dern leads the pack of the ladies who may well receive a Best Supporting Actress Oscar. Here they are.
Kathy Bates, Richard Jewell,
Please clear my son's name.
Laura Dern, Marriage Story,
You will always be held to a different, higher standard.
Scarlett Johansson, Jojo Rabbit,
Oh, Jojo, you'll know when it happens. You'll feel it.
Florence Pugh, Little Women,
I believe we have some power over who we love. It isn't something that just happens to a person.
Margot Robbie, Bombshell,
I don't want to be on TV. I want to be on Fox.
We showed it to you very briefly, that sequence with Margot Robbie sitting on the couch with Don Lithgow. A lot of people referring to that in Bombshell as quote-unquote the scene.
Yeah. Well, I know you love Laura Dern. I loved Scarlett Johansson's character. I know everybody's talking about her when it comes to Marriage Story. I thought her character in Jojo Rabbit was so interesting, so different, and I don't know, that performance stayed with me.
Well, I tell you what, she is a first-time nominee with 2 nominations.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's ever happened. Tom O'Neill across the way with GoldDerby.com with Megan and Doug. Could you guys start and ask Tom that question? Scarlett Johansson, a first-time nominee with 2 nominations. Has that ever happened before?
Scarlett Johansson, what was the question again?
It's her first time 2 nominations. Is that the first time that has ever happened before, where someone is nominated in Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress
Julianne
category?
Moore, Sigourney Weaver, it's
Okay.
happened too. The famous case is Jessica Lange, who ended up winning in supporting for Tootsie when she lost in lead for Frances.
So all along, again, going with the consistency theme, Laura Dern has been sweeping the award season. Is Best Supporting Actress for the Oscars going to break that mold?
I think if you want to go out on a limb,
Yeah.
you do it in the supporting categories here, right? And the prevailing wisdom is Laura Dern. She's not only overdue, she's a child of Hollywood. She is head of the actors branch within the Academy. If that's not going to get you the win, nothing will.
And she's been very accessible this award season
She
as well.
has, and she's swept the boards. But I'm going off a cliff, and who wants to go with me?
Let's go. Actually, I think Jessica wants to go with you.
Okay, Jess, you and me, okay?
She wants to.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes!
In terms of actual ballots we've been counting, we're seeing a lot of Scarlett votes here, and I think this might be the kind of Jessica Lange consolation.
And that's Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit.
For Jojo Rabbit,
Right,
thank you.
for
Yes,
supporting.
exactly. Right.
But if I really want to win the big money in my Oscar pool,
You go safe and go for
go
Laura.
Laura Dern. All right,
It's all about the office pool,
I like
man.
the Scarlett pick. I'm going with it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's live on the edge.
No, I like money. I'm going Laura.
Drinks on
I'm with
Megan
you.
if she wins.
This is how Tom O'Neill finances his whole life, because he wins these Oscar
I
polls
know.
because he knows it all
He
so
knows
well.
a thing or two.
We did mention Laura Dern as the front runner. She's had a busy award season. Here now, a look at all that's going on with Laura Dern.
You take some breaths. And while you do, I'm going to tell you about myself.
She is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
She definitely is. She definitely is. But she's the wolf you hired to be a wolf.
I would just love to crawl inside that brain.
It's like you walk in and say, please get me everything I need. And you're in your anger and you're hurt. So you're ready to kind of lead with resentment. Because the basis of our Judeo-Christian whatever is Mary, mother of Jesus, and she's perfect. And then once the wolf takes over, it's like you're backpedaling, going, no, 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 that's actually my best friend, please don't be mean.
We contend that half of Charlie's grant money be split between the parties.
It's a very complicated thing navigating divorce and learning from these lawyers and mediators all the different ways that one can, take this circuitous and painful route for a couple is fascinating.
This is a street fight now. The system rewards bad behavior.
And did anybody say to you in real life, gosh, you're so nice? Is that hard to play a character like that?
I've played some really complicated people, and I'm so lucky to have. I've definitely played some pretty tough customers, and it's the most fun as an actor. So it's a dream come true. You will always be held to a different, higher standard.
Hopefully your own domestic life at home is going well. If for any reason it's a little shaky, go see this movie,
Yes.
Marriage Story, and it will convince you, if nothing else, to stay together.
It is so true. When I watched that movie, I said everybody that has ever contemplated divorce should watch that movie first, because it really shines a light on it that I don't think any of us have seen it in that way before. And that Noah Baumbach, he showed his ex-wife the movie.
Right.
And got her approval. And, they went
with
through
good
it.
reason as well,
Yeah.
as well he should have. Also, that movie is very, very LA-centric. As we were chatting, we were showing you around a little bit. A couple people are making their way through. Some of the nominees for short subject, for documentary. People are hoping to get some press attention here, understandably, with their Oscar nominations. We're seeing more folks making their way.
Yeah.
But in any event, we're going to take, the crowd is cheering.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break here and come back. We're live from the Oscars. More in just a moment. are live from the Oscars, and you know what? That is an appropriate dress. Robin Roberts and Michael Strahan from Good Morning America. People putting on their finest. We are sort of lucky here as we look at another cast group there. We've got just one little droplet to my left, but otherwise, as dry as can be. Some of our colleagues could not be more so.
I know, I'll tell you. It's going to be interesting to see if everybody can get in and be dry.
Right.
Because once you get out of the car and get onto the red carpet, there's a little bit of area that's probably not tented. And
again, more so than other years, are we showing you not the red carpet, but rather the ceiling that covers the red carpet. Again, we do expect and anticipate a lot of nominees on their way, braving LA traffic, particularly LA traffic when it rains. Already safely ensconced at the lows is Megan Henderson and Doug Cole.
Hi, you guys.
Hello. Of course, we're with Nick Varios from FIDM, and of course, we're going to be talking fashion all afternoon long as soon as folks arrive. But also, one of the big things that we take a look at are the costumes. It's all about, you know, the stars of the movies being the costumes, and you know so much about costumes.
Yes, as the co-chair at FIDM, Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising of Costume and Fashion. I think I know.
Can't forget merchandising.
No. I know a little bit about the costumes. You know, the costumes really help create the character.
Absolutely.
A lot of the actors say that they don't become the character fully until they put on the costumes. And that could be a t-shirt and jeans as well as a big Rocket Man costume.
Yeah, something elaborate.
And I can speak from experience because I've been to the FIDM Museum. If you are a fan of film, it is a must because you get to see up close and personal what the stars wore during the filming.
And those are the actual costumes. Everybody always asks, they're like, are these the real ones? Yes, that is Brad Pitt.
Take a look. This Oscar season, LA's Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising hits a high note.
That Dodgers costume alone, are you waiting for this? 250,000 Swarovski crystals. I'm giving out all the secrets.
But only once, upon a time in Hollywood, can film fanatics get this up close and personal to Hollywood's hottest stars.
It's Brad Pitt. It's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Cliff here is meant to help carry the load.
Is that how you describe your job, Cliff? What, carrying his load? Yeah, it's about right.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are the actual costumes that the stars have worn. We have Brad Pitt's Hawaiian shirt here in the exhibition. That Hawaiian shirt was custom made. Now, the fit is a traditional Hawaiian shirt, 60s fit, but the print is more of an Asian motif.
And it's no joke.
The Joker suit. Originally, it was supposed to be terracotta, but Mark Bridges, the costume designer, changed it to burgundy. But look at the suit, it's dated. It's dated on purpose.
Museum goers do the hustle all the way home.
And in terms of creating those costumes, it's like creating outfits for sports people. Because really, strippers, they're athletes in their own right. So you've got to think of the stretch. You've got to think of the stretch sequence. You've got to think of so many things. And in fact, J.Lo loved them so much that, well, she kept them.
Nick, there really is magic seeing these costumes up close, isn't there? How long can we go out and see these?
Well, you've got until March 21st. Now, the best part is, are you waiting for this?
I'm
waiting for it?
Yes.
It's free.
Oh, we love free.
Yeah,
Free's
we love
the
free.
best.
You don't happen to have the IT raincoats on display, do you?
No,
I think
sorry.
Sam and Jess could use them down on
right
the carpet.
now.
Thank you guys so much. Zazie Beetz, of course, from Joker.
Hi.
Enjoy the candy that we provided. Nice to see you. Joaquin Phoenix walks in here, as you well know, as the presumptive winner. Why is that the right choice?
Well, I think that Joaquin, just the dedication he put into the role, just as a craftsman and as an actor, I think, deserves acknowledgement and deserves, I think, just recognition. And, you know, to lead something like this is incredibly emotionally difficult, physically difficult. You know, I mean, I think everybody knows about the weight loss, and I think overall as a story, I feel like it's resonated with so many people. But, you know, I think that whether or not he wins or if any of us win, the fact that we're here, honestly, is victory enough. The fact that it got made and that people saw it, I'm just happy.
The most nominations of any movie, The Joker. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, I'm so happy that for Todd and for Joaquin and for the whole team that they're getting the recognition that I think they deserve.
Say everybody, Jessica Holmes, we're live from the Oscars, and we have scoop for you. It's ceremony scoop. Oh, nothing. The double EGOT has arrived.
Double EGOT. The only one in history to have an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony twice over.
It'll make his head big.
Yeah.
He still has to empty the dishwasher.
That's right. The Lopez's are here, and your song, Into the Unknown, from Frozen, nominated tonight. Idina Menzel performing, but you just shared a little scoop that was really good.
That's right. So not only do we have Idina performing, but she'll be performing with 9 other Elsas from other countries. The actual Elsas that voice the songs in Latin America, Japan, where else? Germany, Poland.
I'm blanking.
Anyway,
Scandinavia, lots of different.
they're all
great-
amazing.
Yeah.
And one authentic Norwegian voice, the one who does the ah in the movie, she's here with us tonight, and her
Does
name
it
is
sound better in any of the other languages? Is the Polish version stronger?
You know what? When they go from one language to the other, it makes me cry because it just, it like emphasizes how big this thing is and what a reach and impact Disney has across the world. Like, there's nowhere else you can write a song where that happens. It's amazing.
You guys are parents. How many parents come up to you and go, "Let It Go" is just on a loop in our house, right? And
we have had those moments where we had to apologize. First it was, let me show you the videos of my children, and then 2 years later it was, what have you done?
Yeah, then they just hit us with the phone.
And we punish them by writing Into the Unknown.
If I were a betting person, when I saw the movie, and I think I said this to the two of you, obviously this is a beautiful song. Show Yourself is a beautiful song. And is that like picking amongst one's children to determine what song to be submitted?
It was. We actually had to choose which song we were going to do before the movie opened. This is the one that drives the movie. This is the catalyst. Show Yourself.
It's a spoiler song.
Was a
Like,
spoiler.
we couldn't really promote it with that one.
Right, so we actually couldn't allow that footage to go to the Academy before the movie had opened. We had to go with the one that was safe, that everyone knew.
You guys just at home,
Noodling?
sitting at the piano, singing together, coming up with songs.
We're like Archie and Edith, sort of.
Bobby noodles at the piano, and sometimes I'll come up with lyrics, or we'll sit and we'll talk about story mostly first, and then things will just bubble up.
All right, I'm only doing this because they've done it for me before. What measure of the song would you like to sing right now?
Into the
Oh.
I can hear you, but I won't. TikTok has picked that up, and kids are using that all over with like parents saying like, put on a coat, and they're like, I can hear you, but I won't.
Kristen Anderson Lopez, Robert Lopez, good to see you both.
Thank you
Thanks
guys
so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good luck
Have
to you.
a great time.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you guys.
I tell you what,
What
a couple,
right?
Wouldn't that be great to have the commonality with somebody where it's like, let's just noodle
Yeah,
together?
let's come up with a hit song and make, tons of movies.
And
wow.
a double EGOT. It obviously shows an extraordinary
Incredible.
degree of talent. And you would have to think, we'll get to Tom O'Neill a little later. Gosh, is there a song of those nominated songs? There's no more popular song than
You're
that
right.
one.
You're
So
right.
we'll see. The leading ladies tonight. The best actress, Renee Zellweger, seems to be in pole position. Who's she competing against? Take a look at this. Cynthia Erivo, Harriet.
Running, bleeding, climbing, nearly drowned, nothing to eat for days and days, man. I made it.
Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story.
How dare you compare my mothering to my mother?
Saoirse Ronan, Little Women.
I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it.
Charlize Theron, Bombshell.
It's like somebody stripped you naked and they want you to walk through this office just to prove it.
Renee Zellweger, Judy.
Anybody who's different, they can't stand it.
Maybe the question to pose to Tom O'Neill, is there anybody who stops Renee Zellweger?
I know. Well, we mentioned EGOTs.
Oh.
If Cynthia Erivo were to win tonight, she would be the youngest EGOT.
Right.
Right, Tom?
Wow. It's a fun fact. If Cynthia Erivo were to win tonight, she'd be the youngest EGOT winner.
Yes, and she's also nominated for song, so she's got 2 nominations.
Okay, and Jessica was asking, can anybody stop Judy Garland? Judy Garland. Judy, a.k.a. Renee Zellweger.
She was Judy Garland.
She was, but that's how good she was, right?
And that's why. There's
Yes.
a subtext here. Renee Zellweger is magnificent in the movie, deserves the Oscar, but Judy Garland never won an Oscar, and this town knows it. And she was supposed to win for The Year of a Star is Born, and she lost to Grace Kelly. And Groucho Marx sent her a telegram saying, this is the worst robbery since Brinks.
Oh, that's a great line. That's a really great line.
We do have other strong performances in the field, though. Is there any way that there's an upset? Nothing.
No. This is the heart of Hollywood on the line. There's history. Everything's resting on this. And you know what? She deserves it. It's a magnificent performance.
And the rest of the actresses, so they go into this, they just enjoy the night, right? It's Renee Zellweger, the pressure is on for her.
And I think this race was locked up at the Toronto Film Festival, and everybody saw the movie and said, game done.
You know what's fascinating is we're talking about Renee Zellweger in this context. I mean, who knew she had it in her?
No.
It's even her voice.
It's even her voice, and that's the genius of this movie. Remember, Rami Malek didn't sing Freddie Mercury last year. They piped in the voice, but here she took on this famous voice with all its timbre and stuff, and she nailed it. Wow.
Just
Incredible
nailed it.
performance.
We're expecting her to win. All of our predictions all around. Sam and Jess, back to you.
I think you're not the only 3. I think there's a big expectation. It's a big night for Renee Zellweger, a huge award season for her. We talked to her a little earlier on the road to Oscar.
Clang, clang, clang with the trolley.
Congratulations to you. I was there last night. It was just great.
Well, thanks, Sam, very much.
So now here's the dilemma.
Uh-oh.
When they call you to sing at the Oscars,
Ha!
what are you going to do?
Well, the good news is they won't.
They will.
No, I don't think
They
so.
100% will.
I don't think so.
Oh,
'cause-
you will.
Oh, I don't think so. Because there's what is it, an original song thing?
Right.
And, well, we didn't do an original song.
Okay, now are you crossing yourself for the fear that, let's say, you had done an original
No,
song?
I'm just grateful that it didn't occur to someone that we should do an original song, and I didn't bring it up.
You tell me. I mean, obviously you've sung before, but I think it's the most intimate thing you can do.
Yeah, maybe so. That's interesting. Maybe that's why it makes you feel so vulnerable when you do it. Somewhere over the rainbow.
You've heard this from last night, before last night, all this kind of award season talk. Is that appealing to you? Does that seem daunting to you?
Well, it just seems like, I don't know, it feels embarrassing to be congratulated on having been so spoiled rotten, to be lucky to get to go on this adventure and sort of dive into the legacy of her work and to live in that, sort of digging for treasure with this crew on this production, which became this active celebration of her magnificence and her importance. Every day, her music and her pictures and just her glory. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? That's treasure. Dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
Wow.
You know, some of the sequences I'm thinking of in that movie, which has these wonderful musical numbers,
Yeah.
and Renee sang herself, are the sadder moments when she's really down on her luck and she tries to get a hotel room in Los
Yes.
Angeles, and they're essentially
With
like,
her kids, and she can't.
you've skipped out on the bill before, we
Yeah.
can't place you. It really, really is an extraordinary performance. And one thing Renee told me during that conversation, when there's these screenings, she'll introduce the movie, but then she leaves the theater.
Okay, it's funny you say that because I just sat in a hairdresser's chair the other day, and he said, you know, I work on Renee sometimes, and she is the loveliest, most down-to-earth person who, in this world of Hollywood, and you know, she's been on the tabloids quite a bit. They're tough on her
Sure,
sometimes.
yes, I think so.
You know, with past marriages or relationships, and it's just, she just loves being an actress, but all the other stuff could go away.
Right.
Because she cares about the craft and not the fame necessarily that comes along with it.
Sometimes people say this, and I think sometimes we take it as a cliche, it's about the work, but for her it really was
Yeah.
about the work, and what a remarkable performance. Let's show you around a little bit here as things have definitely gotten busier. There's no question
Yeah,
about that.
definitely.
Rain seeming to have abated at least for a moment or two. You're going to see the carpet sort of more and more fill up. And again, it's people taking advantage of the attention that their nominations in what some might say are the less marquee categories, short subject, documentary feature. And there's the people in the, was it fan experience pod?
Yeah.
They're waiting for their fan
Look
experience.
at they're looking. They're like, who is that?
Chris
Who's that?
Conley is going to announce people as they arrive and make their way here to the Dolby Theater.
They were practicing a moment ago.
Right.
For if Brad Pitt arrives, how will we erupt in applause? So they're working on it.
Those eruptions we're waiting for, and
Yeah.
we'll get to them as we continue live from the Oscars. We're back here in just a moment. Our friend Sebastian. I tell you what, the Best Picture could well go to that gentleman, Best Director, the cast of Parasite, and the man who made it, standing right in the middle there. That is one incredible story, and here is another. Sam Ribbon and Jessica Holmes with the two leading gents from 1917. It's Dean Charles Chapman and Mr. McKay. Nice to see you both. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you too.
I said to you guys, can you believe raining here in Los Angeles?
I know. Sam, we feel kind of responsible for it. You know, bringing it from England. Like,
We're not blaming. We're not blaming.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
People have talked about the tremendous emotional impact this movie has, how it is not a war movie in a conventional sense. It really is remarkable, and the appearance is it was all shot essentially in one shot.
That's right, yeah. I think you just did it on the head there. It's not necessarily an educational film about the war. You don't have to know anything about the war at all. It's just a very human story, even though it's set in the First World War. And I think that whole one-shot aspect really allows you to become immersed in the story.
I said to Sam Mendes, the man who made this movie, the man whose grandfather it is dedicated to, that at the end of the movie, when his grandfather's name pops up, Alfred Mendes, I believe, how he felt when he saw that for the first time, and having worked so closely, and I'm sure developed great affection for Sam and great respect, when you saw the completed film and saw his grandfather's name pop up.
It was really, really emotional. I think the thing is about, you know, the fact that it's dedicated to Alfred, and also that the story itself, it follows these two soldiers so closely. The First World War was such a massive, cataclysmic happening that you can't really comprehend the scale of the loss of life, the scale of the whole thing, unless you understand it via a personal experience. And so when Alfred's name popped up, it really clarifies that personal connection.
How young people are when they're in it, right? You think about some of the ages of these men fighting a war, teenagers.
I think Sam said Alfred was 17 when he signed up, which is, it's unbelievable, unbelievable.
And you guys were talking about the fact that, you know, to make it look like it was one sequence, you got to get your lines right. You got to get the moves right, because if somebody flubs something, and it happens, you got to do it all over again, a long take.
Yeah, we had that a few times, didn't we?
We sure did. Mainly to me, I think.
No, I think it was me. I think we
was
broke
never
even.
us. It was the props.
And when you signed up for this, you guys have had other experiences before, but to have, you know, let me do this actually. Richard, come. This is Richard Deakins, the very famous cinematographer. Roger, thank you. Roger.
No. Hello, stranger.
Roger, explain to us what these gents did so well.
Well, no, I mean, what was so great was it was like a whole sort of dance, you know, between the actors and the camera. So it was like it was a big period of rehearsal and collaboration, and that's what one of the major joys of the film was, you know.
You have worked as a cinematographer on so many celebrated movies, but people say this is at an entirely different level. Was it a degree of ambition that you thought maybe initially was too ambitious?
No, not at all. No. I mean, the first time you kind of think about it, it's kind of daunting. But I mean, frankly, any film is. You know, I find every film's kind of daunting. But then you just kind of think about it, work on it. You know, talk to the director always. And Sam and I, you know, spent ages sort of discussing and the concept of it, and yeah, it just works out, doesn't it?
And I saw the embrace that you guys gave one another. I would imagine with an experience like this, you must bond and connect in a way.
We were doing that after every take. Like it was like, oh my God, we got it! Yay! We're all
we've got 5 minutes of the film. Let's go.
Yeah, 5 minutes down. Moving on.
Yeah, another.
The fact that you walk in here on this Oscar red carpet, and quite candidly, you must be arguably the only cinematographer who is recognized both by appearance and by name. You're the world's first celebrity cinematographer.
I've been around a while, yeah, I know. Don't rub it in. I've got a long time to go yet.
Gents, enjoy tonight. Congratulations to all of you. Thanks so much.
Enjoy. Thank you. Thank you.
I cannot tell you how widely respected
Yeah.
Roger Deakins is.
How
It's
lovely.
really something. And that, if you've not seen the movie, to me, the choreography is almost invisible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not cognizant of
And
it.
everybody that saw it and talked about the way that they don't think about the way it was shot. And also the discussion like you just asked. Was this too daunting of a task to actually to make this happen and to make it happen in a way that was feasible? Can you do it? Is it possible? And they sure did.
They absolutely did. More stars, cinematographers perhaps, directors. We'll get to them. We're live with the Oscars. We're back here with more in just a minute. Tony Hale.
We love Tony Hale.
Forky, of course, from Toy Story 4. I suspect that was what brings him here to the Oscar red carpet. Other groups of people making their way inside the Dolby Theater. And this is our group of the, what is it called? The Fan Experience Pod.
Yes, our audience, our live audience. They're fun. Having a
Waiting
good time.
for more familiar faces. At the moment, our producer Grace is asking, is it raining? I think it's abated for a second.
Yeah, I think it has stopped. But still, you feel it because there's quite a bit still dripping off the tent. so
Isn't
it's
this
hard
a
to
meteorologist term? The threat still exists.
Definitely. We have dark skies above.
We are not threatened by the handsomeness of Doug Kolk or the beauty of Megan Henderson. They're at the Lowe's Hollywood Hotel, and we're happy to have them
You
join
guys
us this
look
afternoon.
amazing.
Hi,
guys.
While you and Jess are looking equally as handsome down the red carpet, we've been monitoring social media to see what the stars are up to.
Yeah, of course, getting ready for a day like this, really it takes weeks, Doug Kolk, especially for us ladies. Let's see what Rebel Wilson is doing on Instagram. She went into one of those cryotherapy places, which is actually quite smart because apparently it gets you really, really revitalized in the morning, gets you lots of energy. You see her whole glam squad there. She's giving them credit with the face mask to moisturize the skin, Doug, before the makeup. I know this is really important for you.
I think I just saw the Sprint or Verizon guy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
hold
that's
on. It's playing right here. See?
Oh, okay.
Is that him?
Oh, close.
No,
also,
that's not him.
take a look at.
He doesn't do hair on the side?
He does look similar. This is a Cynthia Erivo, and she's giving kind of a shout out to her nail lady. It looks like she's getting some really fun artistic nails done right before the Oscars. So always so much fun to see celebrities getting ready and all the effort that goes into it, because it is a lot of effort. It takes a village, Doug, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
But you're giving folks at home a giveaway, a chance to kind of have a little star-studded treatment themselves.
And let's just say it's a cool one. So get
Yeah.
out your phones, and now's your chance to party like a star in Park City. Home to the celebrity-studded Sundance Film Festival. Park City, Utah is considered winter's favorite town, where Hollywood's hottest stars hit the slopes and shred the gnar. To see and be seen, A-listers check into the Westgate Resort and Spa for first-class service and cutting-edge culinary. Now, text the word SNOW to 515151 for your chance to stay and play like a star. The super cool getaway includes 2 nights in a 1-bedroom Westgate villa, plus round-trip tickets to the Playground Paradise.
Oh, that's a fantastic trip.
Oh, amazing
I want one of
city.
those. Yes. Sam and Jess. Sam and Jess, back to you.
You know what?
That looked nice,
we
Doug.
all deserve a trip after this is all over.
Group trip.
And you know who could probably get a group vacation?
Who?
Is Diane Warren, who is no stranger
Hi,
to the Oscar
Diane.
coverage. Nice.
Hi, you guys.
How are you?
Hi.
With the treble clef on the choker
Yes,
there.
and wait, I have a lucky elephant, and I have the number 11 that my friends put on there today. In
Yeah.
glitter.
11 nominations. The LA Times said you were at rehearsals when Chrissy sang your song, which she will do tonight, and they felt that you were sort of blown away by the rehearsal.
It's amazing. I think people are going to be blown away by it. It's going to be, it's beautiful to look at, too. I'm just so excited about this.
And Chrissy Metz, by the way, This Is Us. We know her from the. And I don't know if a lot of people knew that she was a fabulous singer.
I didn't even. I mean, until I heard her, like, I wanted somebody else. Like, I had no idea that she could sing like that. And then she went in my studio. I left. I came back. I was like, what? You know. So.
And you talked very candidly that initially the initial thought was, oh, another actress who thinks she can sing.
Like, please, no. No.
Right.
How often does that happen? Where somebody's like, oh, I know I can do it.
You know, it doesn't happen that much. Like for a movie song, usually we don't get the someone who starred in the movie to sing the song.
Yeah.
You know, usually, but this actually just worked out great, and here I am here again. Isn't that crazy? I'm just happy to be here for real.
It's an extraordinary accomplishment to be, people take great pride in being an Oscar nominee once.
Yeah.
Once, 10 times more.
Incredible.
And the most nominated woman in Oscar history.
It is amazing.
Not to have won. Maybe it'll change, and if it doesn't, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
I'll be back.
What do you think it is? What are you doing right that has facilitated this many nominations over this amount of
I mean,
time?
I want to think that the songs are reaching people and that they're really good songs. I try to do my best. I think the message of this song really resonates right now, that I'm standing with you. We're so far apart. I mean, I just think that it was the time.
We were having a conversation with the Lopez's, certainly as you know, and it's like picking amongst one's children. As you look at these 11 nominations, are there certain songs that stand out in your mind, like, that was a good one?
Yeah, this is one of them to me. And this whole thing is a Cinderella story. That's why it's so special. The budget of this movie was probably the catering bill of some of the other movies. Do you know what I mean? And like it was like the little train that could. Like, who knew? You know, I stayed up all night when when the song got nominated. I was like, what? What just happened? So I already won.
Do you watch movies differently than we do? Do you watch it with a musical? You know, a lot of times we're watching for the acting, and the music is there, but it's subtle for us. But for you,
I'm noticing. You know, yeah. It can, like especially the score, it can make or break a movie. You know, but I just come in for a song, so. Hopefully I add to something and don't ruin it.
Watch this segue. We hope you score tonight.
Thank you, Sam.
Good luck to you.
Great to see
Good
you.
luck. That's great.
Have fun.
That is going to be one excited lady. There's a press room, behind the. If she's holding that Oscar with Chrissy Metz, oh my gosh.
But you're right, Sim, to get nominated one time, but to be nominated that many times, we're getting into double digits.
11 nominations, really an accomplishment.
Really extraordinary.
There are more accomplished people. We'll meet them. We're going to talk to them. We're live at the Oscars. We're back here with more in just a moment.
Welcome back. We're live from the Oscars.
That's precisely not what they said they were going to do.
Sebastian Maniscalco. Let's get right to it, though.
Yes,
Sebastian's
what's going
here.
on?
How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing fantastic. I'm dateless. My wife's watching from at home, so hello,
Hi.
Lana.
Okay, but here's the thing, and I sometimes do this, and it's a mistake. My own dime store psychological analysis. As you were taking your photo with the Oscar background in front of all this, I felt that you felt, oh my God, you were kind of blown away by it.
I am blown away. I mean, this is my second time at the Oscars. Last year was my first. I was in the Green Book, now being in The Irishman. Basically, I only do Oscar-nominated movies. So
Exactly.
you want an Oscar
2 for 2.
Yeah, you just put me in a movie.
That's right. Now, we talked about this with you on the morning show, how working with De Niro, Pesci, Pacino, nothing to be scared about, nothing to make you nervous and lose sleep at night.
Yeah, it's a lot of anxiety working with those guys. These guys I grew up watching, and next thing you know, I'm doing a movie with them, and first scene, first day was Pesci and De Niro. So they threw me right into the mix. And I like the way it turned out. I was very proud of it.
No, the work is terrific. Is there any conversation, hey kid, welcome, or it's going to be fine, or anything to?
No, there's no like, hey,
welcome wagon.
No, you
basket.
You know your lines.
A
Yeah,
fruit
okay,
basket.
we're off and running. Yeah, there was no fruit basket. It was
welcome hug.
No. They just, hello, nice to meet you. Okay, let's do this. So it was business, very business-like.
And then during that business, and maybe again it's another out-of-body experience. Do you think, oh my God, they're singing, they're doing? We can tell you, they're doing Into the Unknown in 9 different languages, and they have singers from all over the world. 2 of them right next to us now, who've been brought in to sing it in Spanish and Polish.
Do you have kids who love Frozen?
Yeah, I have 2 kids at home, and I hear enough singing at home. I didn't know I was going to get it here at the Oscars, so.
Back to the matter at hand. While you're performing, are you at all thinking, oh my God, look at these people?
While I'm performing?
You're doing the
yes, the first scene, I was like, I'm staring right into De Niro's eyes, similar to like what I'm doing with you right now. So, yeah, I was definitely cognizant of who was on the other side, but after the first rehearsal, we were kind of off and running. That's for me, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. But they say you're a comedian. The funniest thing, the hardest thing, though, is to be funny.
The hardest thing, yeah, well, listen, the hardest thing is to be funny. I don't really believe that. It's hard to be a comedian when you're not funny, okay?
Good point.
That's what people say. It's hard to, you have to be funny. So, I love doing stand-up. It's my first love, and it's just nice to have a little night at the Oscars, something I'm not really used to.
They have no host here tonight.
Yeah, I understand they don't have no host, so this is going out to the Oscars. If the show's a little slow, I'm in row N. I could definitely facilitate if need be.
It's a short walk down to the stage.
Short walk.
Row N. Good to see you, sir.
Thanks,
Great,
Sebastian.
good for you.
You
know what?
too.
I forgot that he was in Green Book last year.
I know.
Watch me do something in an effort to get somebody here that we want to talk to. Or you know what? Should we do this? What is the package, Grace, that you'd like us to? Let's take a look at the best actors, and we're going to get you somebody really good in just a minute. Watch this.
Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory.
32 años me ha costado reconciliarme con esta película.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's official, old buddy. Well, it has been.
Adam Driver, Marriage Story.
I know people get an illness and they get hit by a car and die.
Joaquin Phoenix, Joker.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
Jonathan Pryce, The Two Popes.
If you do this, you will damage the papacy forever.
Okay, I mean, everybody's saying Joaquin is the guy. He's going to be the winner. No one has picked anyone else other than Joaquin to win in this category.
That's the thing which makes it so difficult. And again, I wonder if you walk in and you're not Joaquin, do you feel like that's going to be good for you? Here we're looking at Regina King, who's so loved, I think. People in Hollywood have such
because
great
she's lovely. She's the nicest person.
And that's a good dress.
And that's a great dress.
Really, really good dress. Yeah. You know what? We're about to speak to the director of Parasite, but before we do, let's go over to Megan Henderson, Doug Hulk, and Tom O'Neill. As we get to the director of Parasite, does he think that he will win Best Director? Can you guys pose that question to Tom O'Neill?
Ooh, you're hearing Sam, right? Do you think he's going to win Best Director for Parasite, or Sam?
Bong Joon-ho, is he going to win Best Director?
He really can. Just several weeks ago, he led the predictions at Gold Derby, and then Sam Mendes has pulled ahead. It's a very close race.
So what do you think? What is your prediction?
I think it's Sam Mendes, but I think the big movie tonight was going to be Parasite.
All right, well, let's find out. Sam and Jess have Bong with them.
Right, indeed we do. Nice to see you. Tell us about this, the carpet, and how it feels.
It's very so excited, and it's crazy, and it's almost done. So 우리 배우들과 같이 와서 기뻐요. 8명이 나왔으니까.
I'm so happy to be here with all 8 of my actors.
If the envelope is opened for Best Picture and the winner is, what happens? How does he feel?
작품상 타시면 어떤 소감이실지.
바로 한잔 해야지.
Just a drink right away.
Is he nervous?
긴장되시는지.
아니요, 즐길 준비가 돼 있고 우리는 다 편안해요. 이미 이렇게 처음으로 한국 영화 처음으로 이렇게 많이 노미네이션도 되고 또 제가 존경하던 마틴 스콜세지랑도 노미네이션 되고 이미 상을 다 받은 기분이고 즐거워요.
I'm fully ready to enjoy the night. I feel very comfortable. For the first time, a Korean film has been nominated for all these categories. I'm also nominated with Martin Scorsese. That's a huge honor. So I'm just very happy.
You know what? A question not for you, but for you. This has been a long award season. What's it like? And you've become friends with it. I'm sure your family at this point. Had you done other translation work before? How did you get into all this?
Just a little bit. It's a long story, but this has been a crazy ride. And it's not about me. It's about him and all the actors in Parasite.
Very good. Enjoy tonight.
Thank
Congratulations
you so much.
to you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Good for
Thank you.
The unsung hero of
Yes,
Parasite, by
yes,
the way.
thank you.
Very good. You know what? Who we found?
Who did we find?
TV's Megan Tellis.
Megan Tellis. Megan Tellis is in West Hollywood getting ready for Elton John's party, which, by the way, Megan, and you know this, Elton John performing tonight on the Oscar stage.
That is right, Jess and Sam. He is not only performing, he is also nominated, of course, for that best song from his movie, Rocket Man. So we're excited. We just got word that he will not be walking this carpet tonight after the telecast. He will give this mass interview. So expect to hear from him with Chris Wolf later on tonight. Keep it locked to KTLA 5. Let's talk about something really special. The Governor's Ball. What exactly is that? It is the biggest party, the official after party to the Academy Awards, going down in just a couple of hours after the award show, of course. There's going to be plenty of wine, thousands of flowers on display, and Chef Wolfgang Puck is back at it. Take a look. For me?
Trying
Shall we? What are you serving up at the
Well,
at
we
the
are
Oscars?
making here actually some vegan pasta with wild mushrooms. We have eggplants. We have the cauliflower couscous, which instead of using the grains, we use cauliflower. We grate it. So there's always something for everybody.
Celebrities come in, the big winners of the night, even the people who don't win, they get to enjoy some wine.
That's right, because this is part of Francis's philosophy is everybody's a winner.
12,000 blooms from 5 different countries.
Well, you want to get the best blooms you can possible, especially with this type of design, just kind of getting interesting textures, interesting varieties of color to bring it all together to make one kaleidoscope.
And ladies, we are back. I see
Yes.
more purples this year in the palette.
Well, I think purple is something of the heart. I mean, I know it's associated with royalty.
Well, first of all, we have this magnificent chandelier that we've built, and it's completely
gorgeous.
Well, we wanted to come up with something also that was not only elegant, it is gorgeous. It's the mechanics and the engineering behind it is shocking, because every individual item, 2,000 of them, were specifically hung in a specific place.
Should I go try Wolfgang's food?
Right now.
Let's go do it. I'm taking you ladies with me.
Yeah, I
Come on.
know.
And you guys saw Chef Wolfgang Puck back at it, like I said, for the 26th year. He said this year he's staying on trend with Hollywood. 70% of the menu will be plant-based, 30% will be for meat lovers. His son Byron, also a chef, they're with him tonight, so those are just some fun facts. I want to give some fun facts about what I'm wearing. Let's do a little pan down. Styled by Anya, Gullifer Atas, that is who made this dress, 14 carats. Behind these jewels, Sam, Jess, Megan, Doug, check that out. And the shoes, the high heels by Schutz. So all of that, with that being said, we're on a white carpet. As you can see, it is pouring. It was pouring outside. It was a hot mess, I should say a cold mess moments ago, but we're back at it, baby. This is the Oscars. I'll send it back to you guys at Dolby Theater.
Thanks so much.
Megan.
And Megan, by the way, had a baby about 25 minutes ago, so
Yeah.
it's pretty extraordinary that she's there. His baby, Ryan Johnson's Knives Out, which brings you to the Oscars for a screenplay. And not just that, this is going to be a franchise now, and I said this to you. Daniel Craig, I don't think has ever had a better time doing anything.
We had so much fun. I mean, making this movie was just what you feel on the screen watching it, the good time. That was on set, and Daniel especially. I can't wait to get back into it with him, man. So
And
much
talk
fun.
about a star-studded cast in this movie. Come on.
We got so lucky with this one. I got to work with so many of my heroes, and we just, like I said, everyone showed up ready to play and have a good time. I'm hoping we can do it again. Hopefully we can just get another fun group of actors together and just have a blast.
And then a name I don't know that we'll see her today, but I'm sure we will see her in the future. And they talk about a star-making role, this Ana de Armas. And it's rare that I've experienced this, but to meet her in person absolutely pops.
She is a movie star, and she's also an incredible actor. And she's got that Audrey Hepburn thing where you just look in her eyes and you're just immediately drawn in. She has that charisma. I cannot wait to see what she does next. I think she's a star on the rise. I really do.
And a question for you tonight, as you hobnob and rub elbows with everybody, do you say, "Hey, I'd love to, put you in a movie. I'd love to work with you at some point"? Is this the place to do it, or
Probably not.
Yeah.
Once I write the script, then I'll start asking people. I don't want to.
There's no treatment in your breast pocket or anything like that.
I should just in the bathroom start edge up and start pitching it to Leo. Yeah, we'll see.
Enjoy tonight.
Congratulations.
Good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
He writes the words. The stars who act them are on the way as we continue live from the Oscars. Well, there we go. Hello to you. We're live from the Oscars.
Hi. How we doing?
People posing in front of the red carpet cameras. And
Kelly
there
Ripa and
Mark Consuelo's there. He's got the $1 million smile. Welcome back to the Oscars. Gerard Butler making his way in. He has been in movies that have gotten a lot of positive attention, and then other movies not so much. Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes, Doug Culkin, Megan Henderson. Megan Tellis is at the Elton John party. We welcome you back. And these things happen in waves. The weather happened in waves, and right now, kind of a quiet moment, I think.
A lull on the red carpet. Now, the show starts at 5 our time, so about 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's still quite a bit of time, and we usually, there's a pattern, Sam, and we tend to see the A-list stars get here right before the show begins.
Precisely right. Unless sometimes people will be affiliated with sort of a cause, or occasionally they act. Joe Pesci, I'm going to bring up as a made-up example because I actually don't think Joe Pesci will walk this carpet.
Yeah.
But sometimes stars who are reluctant, maybe this is their time in the sun and they want to kind of come out.
True.
Of course, I guess it's nobody's time in the sun today. Idina Menzel will be singing. That's the one scoop we've gotten so far that we're going to hear into the unknown.
Sam, we were talking to Lopez's who said they've taken Elsas from all over the country. Right. But what's funny is we're hearing the Frozen music kind of wafting through the red carpet because everybody is singing for all the reporters, which is kind of funny.
That is funny. Harvey Keitel there, another part of The Irishman, and all those great actors brought back. Some people say one reason The Irishman was so effective is because you had this thought, this is never going to happen again.
Yes.
Until the cast of that caliber brought together in that fashion.
Did you watch that after show where they all sat together at a table, Scorsese, De Niro, Pesci, and they talked about making the movie, and Scorsese said this is the biggest change in movie making in the last 100 years because now everybody watched that on Netflix pretty much. And now it's just a different way. He said it's the biggest change from when we went from silent movies to talkies.
And what's interesting about that, and I think this is sort of the good and the bad, is obviously Netflix provides sort of an economic engine that a movie like The Irishman can get made. But The Irishman, and Martin Scorsese would tell you this, is intended to be seen in a theater.
Yes.
Yet the majority of people are watching it at home, yet they're watching it at home in very large numbers, so more people are seeing your work.
And he said, I'm not going to make a movie based for that.
Right.
I'm going to make a movie how I would make a movie, and how you choose to watch it is up to you.
And I think sometimes as people increasingly are, do you want to see 1917 on your phone? No, you don't.
Right.
Here we go.
Kisses, Hollywood kisses.
Regina having her conversation and her speech. Gerard Butler getting.
Gerard,
we'll see if we can. We'll shout out the name of somebody we know that he knows. Gerard, Ross King's friends. Ross King's friends.
It's a sign of desperation.
Here he comes. He's going to chat.
Close.
How are you? Good to see you. How are things?
Hi, Gerard.
You chat with them.
Okay.
He knew this was going to happen. We will take a look with our friends who made Jojo Rabbit, learn more about that movie, and then Gerard Butler on the other side.
I don't think I can do this.
Mas? Of course you can. More and more people will see the movie. It really has resonated with people. And given the subject matter, was that a surprise to you?
I knew there would be some people who were like me, who shared my sensibilities and could understand the mixture of tone that I was trying to go for. I wasn't sure, I guess, that if it would travel so broadly.
What are you burning?
She can't hear you.
What are you burning?
Look, I didn't start making films or even consider it as a job until I was 30. And before that, at zero interest. It wasn't even a job option, really. But to be able to do this thing where we try to recreate human emotion and affect audiences, and all within the frame of a rectangle, we're trying to like communicate with people, and we put a lot of effort in, and it's stressful, and it's full of self-doubt, and just to actually have constant work and to be liked. I mean, that's a really magical thing.
But you're liked in a big way, in a significant way.
Yeah, but it has been a lot of hard work, and I think a lot of it is just sort of trying to recognize that I do have a voice.
People used to say a lot of nasty things about me.
I mean, God, the amount of times I've been to Sundance with my small films and thinking, I guess only about, there's probably only about 20 people in the world who really get me, who get my films, and it turns out there are a lot more.
Okay, we're
back on Gerard Butler, who's enjoying the Twix that we provided for you.
You guys are so generous. So I'm here for How to Train Your Dragon, which is nominated for Best Animated Feature. But for fun. It's amazing. Look at this.
Right.
How can you not? I'm not supposed to speak with my mouth full.
But we like that you're a Twix guy, and we just heard Gerard, Maria, the lovely Maria next to us, go, "You're the handsomest man on the red carpet."
I would agree.
So would I.
And I say that with complete humility, but like by far. Yeah.
I get it.
Here's the thing, you're a part of this community. The crowd erupted when you got here. Everybody knows you. Right. What does that feel like? And was that a transition from when you came across the Atlantic X number of years ago to start doing this?
Something weird happened. In Scotland, we have a chip on our shoulder. We're always like, no, it won't happen to me. They'll make it. I won't. But when I got off the plane, I remember thinking, this is going to be all right.
Oh.
There's a little bit of magic, this little understanding. And I went with that. And it kind of worked. But with that, you've got to remind yourself, because sometimes you take it for granted because it is who you are. But you're right, at a moment like that, you go, wow, look at this. It's
Sheena Easton and you.
And me and Sheena Easton, yeah. The two people from Scotland that get such a hard time for losing our accents. The difference is I had to lose mine for movies. She didn't.
Have a good time.
Bye, Gerard. Thank you.
Would you agree he's the most handsome man?
And down to earth. Just, you know what? He's the kind of guy I feel like you could just go grab a beer with.
Exactly.
Right? And then chat about life.
And that's the thing that makes him relatable and why he's popular on the carpet here. Quick break here, and we jump back. That was fun. We'll be back here in just a second.
And he likes Twix.
He loves Twix. And who don't? Let's have one. I like Twix.
Let's have a Twix.
Right.
Okay.
Harvey Keitel. We'll be speaking with Harvey Keitel in just a moment. But ladies and gentlemen, it's Questlove without the trademark comb.
I gave it a night off. It's taking a nap back in the hotel room.
How you doing? Is this fun for you? Are you enjoying this tonight?
Yes, I'm not one of these cynical, jaded people. I actually enjoy it because I'm doing what I love tonight. I'm a DJ everything, so I'm enjoying it.
Who walks out of here holding an Academy Award?
You know what? Being as though the entire production of Parasite and I met by accident.
Uh-huh.
I happened to crash. I thought I was going to my favorite Korean restaurant and had no clue that I was crashing a party.
Really?
And so they let me in. And I was like, oh, tell me about your film, Parasite? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. And then it blew my mind, so I'm cheering for it.
There you go. That's a good luck charm. Enjoy tonight. Questlove, it's good to see you. Thanks so much. Have a good time tonight. Thanks so much. We're going to be a photobomb for the picture that Harvey Keitel is taking. And here he comes, one of the stars of The Irishman.
Hi, Harvey.
Nice to see you. Hello, nice to see you. Harvey, one thing people are talking about is this assembly of stars in this movie will never happen again. Were you cognizant of that while you were making this movie?
Not really, that it will never happen again, but I was cognizant of the fact that these tremendous talents were in the same place, and I was wondering who was going to be left standing.
And working with Scorsese.
I didn't get that one.
No, I did. But working with Scorsese and the relationship among all the fellas working together, did that just feel like magic for you?
Well, you might say it's a kind of magic because these are people who are so invested in the work It's been their life's work, and on a very profound plane. And so whenever they get together, something's going to happen that interests us. It takes us from here to there. And that's the real profit in getting together that way.
There are subtleties and there are distinctions, but all of you are so good at being these tough guys. Why do you think that is? What?
Well, it takes a tough guy to make a tender chicken.
They're actually all marshmallows.
Yeah, can everybody be a tough guy?
In the right circumstances, yes.
But they're marshmallows.
When it comes to the wives, you see they're not so tough.
Who's the marshmallowiest of all? This one. What would it mean to you for Martin Scorsese to win, for some of your fellow actors to win, for this movie to win?
The truth of the matter here is that Oscar appears once a year to honor the work. I am here to honor the work, everybody's work.
And that phrase, honor the work, sometimes actors talk about the work. And is the work always the performance or its other elements? What defines the work?
Well, that's a good question. It can only be defined if I mention something as I haven't got the word. If I have to mention poetry to answer your question. That's the only place you can go from your question, which is a very good question. But you have to go to poetry to find out what's so important about the work.
Well said. I tell you what, enjoy tonight.
Thank you
Nice
both.
to see you both. Thank you so much.
Have fun
tonight.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much. Harvey Keitel and his wife there. Quick break here. We're back more live from the Oscars. It only happens once a year, and this year, earlier than it's ever happened.
Earlier than it's ever happened.
We are live at the Oscars. Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes. It's raining, but now the rain is abated.
It has. It really was coming down. If you're just joining us, I would say about an hour and a half ago, it was pouring here in Hollywood. We had leaks in our tent. They had a squeegee team panicking and getting rid of all the pooled water, but the sun, dare I say,
The clouds are parting.
The clouds are parting, and the sun almost is peeking through. So that may have delayed,
People's
things from
arrivals,
happening.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're sort of still digesting the conversation we had with Harvey Keitel. We're expecting some of his colleagues, among them Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and then I don't know why Leonardo DiCaprio's not in the same movie, but of course his name comes to mind as well. Here you're looking at Oscar. That's what everybody wants to walk home with tonight. We will see if that takes place. You know what matters a lot? The people who make these movies. We spoke with the director of Parasite. I think he has a big night tonight. Here's a look at your Best Director nominees.
Bong Joon-ho, Parasite. Sam Mendes, 1917. Todd Phillips, Joker. Martin Scorsese, The Irishman. Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That is a tough category.
That is a
Sam.
really tough category. Megan Henderson, Doug Hulk, and Tom O'Neill from GoldDerby.com. Tom, I don't know. That one, to me, is as hard to pick as Best Picture. What do you think?
Going with foreign-born directors, foreign language directors, and so this is the movie of the year too. This is your ultimate test as an Oscarologist at home. Best Picture and Best Director, do they split again as they have 5 out of the last 7 years? Or,
as a voter, I was asking you, do sometimes if they like one movie versus the other, do they choose different ones, or do they tend to go with both as a voter? But you're saying it's a completely different process as a voter.
It's they have 2 different voting systems.
Okay.
You rank Best Picture and you just choose the Best Director. Look, Sam Mendes has the big directorial achievement of the year in 1917.
Right.
I think he's going to win, but Parasite is the movie everybody loves.
Let me elaborate a little more on Sam Mendes, because his directing style, he gives the illusion of the entire movie being shot in one continuous take. However, even though we've seen it before with Birdman, I mean, it's basically Birdman 2.0, but I mean, it's just a cinematic feat. Does it hurt him that we have seen that style before?
Birdman won Best Picture in an upset. Let's not forget that. No, that's a very good analogy, actually. I think all the audio achievement, not just the cinematic achievement of the movie, is so impressive. We're talking about 1917, but look, the movie of the year, the one that has caught Hollywood's heart, is this Parasite. And if you haven't seen it, you must see it. And so this is a close race.
Well, in terms of momentum, too, that's a movie that we really weren't hearing about a few months ago. I mean, it has really picked up steam.
It hasn't, and it seemingly is the impossible contender at the Oscars. No foreign language movie has ever won Best Picture.
And if you had to put odds to it, Quentin Tarantino?
Well, Quentin's never won Best Director, so this is a wild card here too. This is a complicated race. You have Scorsese here again for the first time since The Departed. All these behemoths competing against Little Parasite, and Sam Mendes hasn't been nominated since the last time he won, which was American Beauty. Wow, what do you guys think? I don't know.
So who is your prediction?
I think Sam Mendes.
Sam Mendes, you?
Sam Mendes.
Sam Mendes. I'm gonna go with Sam Mendes too. Sam and Jess, what do you think?
I like the fact that Tom O'Neill is stumped.
Stumped. I mean, you're right. When you described it that way, it's impossible to choose. Laura Dern is
with her
here.
mother.
How great. I think Quentin Tarantino has a good shot at that one, right?
I think Hollywood really likes him. I
Yeah.
think they really like this movie. But Sam Mendes, since everyone over at Lowe's thought that was the selection, I spoke with him at the Oscar lunch, and here's a little bit of our conversation with maybe the man who walks away as Best Director, Sam Mendes from 1917. Is there choreography to all this with a quote-unquote one-shot movie?
Yes, it's all choreography, really. I mean, it's this dance, if you want to extend the metaphor, between the camera, the actors, and the landscape, all three of which are moving all the time.
3, 2, 1, go, go!
You know, there's no particularly new camera move or new unusual way of moving from the actors, but the relationship between the camera and the actors is constantly changing and evolving.
Take 3.
And it's like a different kind of language. I won't say it's new, but for me it was. I prefer to talk about and describe the movie as a movie with no cuts in it, rather than a one-shot movie.
2, 1, action.
Because for me it's about not letting the audience jump back or out, or jump time, or jump space, or distance. We're locked in with these characters and we can't really escape, and we're going to experience time as they experience it, and distance and physical difficulty and all these other things.
Just jump! I can't see! You need to trust me! Jump!
So I don't know if that is storyboarding or physically...
Bit of both. I mean, a lot of me walking around rooms, you know, pretending to be a camera.
Right.
You know, often it would just be do it again, do it again until you found the right solution. But that was what was so satisfying. I think when you set yourself a very specific goal, you know, there's no way out of it. You have to knuckle down, and even when you think there's no solution, you have to keep pushing until you find one.
Along with the man who will win Best Cinematography, the legendary Roger Deakins, who we spoke with earlier, it really is an amazing accomplishment. And the one thing that Sam Mendes spoke about is, again, this is dedicated to his grandfather, and what that was like to take stories he heard as a child and brought them to life in the most extraordinary way. Really, really something. Jonathan Pryce just made a joke that I'm going to repeat to him when he makes his way over here.
So of the two popes, of course. You know, Sam Mendes, when we were talking to the gentleman from the film, saying that Sam Mendes' father in World War I, just 17 years old. What an extraordinary story that means so much to Sam and Jonathan Pryce.
Jonathan Pryce, I just heard you say, nice to see you. Two Popes 2, is that already booked?
No, we're going to make it's when Pope Francis goes bad. Yeah, the bad years.
Okay, how does one figure out how to play a pope? I'm sure there's mannerisms and all sorts of things that...
Well, it helps that this is a living pope. And it also helped that the day he was created pope, it was the first time I felt that he was talking to me. I'm not Catholic, but he was talking to me about issues that we all care about the environment and about the inequality in the world, and especially the refugee crisis. So it was an honor to play him, yeah.
Your Spanish is beautiful, your Italian is beautiful. Were these languages that came to you easily? Did you know them before?
I can speak Spanish and Latin if the Pope says it. Anything he doesn't say, I don't know. No.
I suspect you and Anthony Hopkins are familiar with one another, that you've known each other.
Yeah, kind of. We worked together 27 years ago in a recording of Under Milk Wood, and I hadn't seen him since. And it's great because what you see on film, where the two guys kind of wary of each other in the beginning and then become great friends. That happened to Tony and I, and it, yeah, I think we'll be friends forever, especially if he keeps referring to me as number one.
Everybody loved the scene where you two share the pizza.
Yeah.
I think there's something so human and normal and the friendship with sharing a pizza.
Yeah. Well, two old men eating pizza isn't funny. Two popes eating pizza is funny. Yeah, yeah.
And that you referenced that wariness initially. Why were you wary of one another?
Oh, well, it was of each other. I didn't know how he'd react. You know, he's a big star, and I'm just a humble actor. No, it was just such a great time together with a wonderful director, Fernando Meirelles, who was one of my favorite, all-time favorite directors from City of God onwards.
And this kind of thing, this Oscar red carpet, all this award season attention. One description, it's all icing on the cake. Others, gee, it's kind of a chore. Or, you know, it couldn't be more fun. You tell us.
Well, I've only ever seen it on the television.
Really? Is this your first Oscar?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And actually, it's a lot more relaxed than I thought it was going to be. I was dreading the pressure. But I've had a great time promoting this film because I believe so much in it. And the response it's got throughout the world when I've been traveling is just great. So it's not a bad job to be doing at the moment.
Discussion, please.
Well, have you heard from Pope Francis?
Not from him, but we had a deputation came from the Vatican to see a screening in Rome. They liked it, and they took a DVD to show to Pope Francis. And we've not heard back yet. We've heard from his family in Argentina. They like the film very much, and that's very important. Yeah.
A discussion we were having earlier. Many of these movies, and I think yours amongst them, likely would not have been made without Netflix. That Netflix came in to make a movie like this. So people are seeing it in the theater. They're seeing it on their television. They may well watch it on their phone, for all we know. Is there sort of a conflict there in that you want to make these movies, you want them to be widely seen, but they're not intended to be seen on a phone?
No, and if, however anybody watches it is valid and important. And I think Netflix gets a bit of a bad press that they, the streaming versus the cinema experience. This film would not have been made without Netflix, and they have been incredibly supportive of it, and all the way through production and in the promotion of it. They're a great company to work for, I can tell you.
Enjoy your first Oscars, Jonathan Pryce, tonight.
Thank you,
Good
Jonathan.
to see you.
Pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Wow. You know what? He looks dapper.
He does.
Lots of people have looked good. Megan and Doug are analyzing our fashions as well. They should. They're not alone.
Yes, Nick Varios. We are with the expert. Nick, you told us we were going to see some pink on the red carpet.
I did.
And we are.
I know we are. We're definitely seeing some Regina King in stunning Atelier Versace. That is the couture, Doug.
I just learned what that meant.
Yes.
Tell Doug what that means.
Okay, couture, haute couture means it's hand done. It takes about 600 to 1,000 hours of work, and it's one of a kind. So usually we're talking $75,000 to $100,000 a gown.
Can you believe it?
Yep.
Oh.
And then Idina Menzel, and she's wearing just fabulous J. Mendel gown. It's all silk chiffon, all gathered, very beautiful with the Empire strapless cut.
Beautiful.
Now, how do you know that's not couture?
Because it doesn't say, you have to say couture. That you have to have the stamp from the Chambre Syndicale de la Haute Couture in Paris
How dare
to
you
say
question
couture.
him.
So you cannot say, you can't say Doug Couture. You can just say Doug.
I just want to ask that question again so you can repeat that.
You know what it was? That was a mic drop. That's what that was. Sam and Jess, we're going to continue to monitor the fashion. Send it back to you.
Well, thank you for doing that. I mean, you must. We've got more stars on the way.
We are live from the Oscar red carpet. We'll be right back.
Sigourney Weaver, obviously a first lady when it comes to the world of Oscars. Jonathan Pryce, who we just had that conversation with. I did not know he was a first-time nominee.
I know, aren't you surprised? Chrissy Metz is here. She's going to be performing.
What an extraordinary moment for Chrissy Metz when she sings on that Oscar stage. Laura Dern answering questions here. We'll be speaking with her in just a moment. Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes live from the Oscars. Things are definitely, weather's gotten better, heating up in a variety of ways. So too with the viewing parties all around town. Megan Tellis is at Elton John's party.
That's right, Sam. I'm here at the 28th Annual Elton John AIDS Foundation Oscar viewing party. We know it's one of the many parties that go down after the Academy Awards. Take a look behind me. You'll see, yes, all white carpet, very daring for the show. They're also going zebra. Mixed patterns, mixed materials inside. I had a chance to catch up with the David Furnish. Who may that be? Well, it is, of course, the husband of Sir Elton John. Both of them at the Academy Awards right now, but they'll be here in just a little bit. I went behind the scenes. Take a look. What are you excited for when it comes to Sunday?
I'm excited about the money we're going to raise and the awareness we're going to raise. To have Oscar night is an opportunity to platform awareness, and to raise money is a tremendous opportunity for us. And this is our premier fundraiser in America. Last year we raised $6 million. That's my benchmark for this year. We want to do better than that.
Years past, Whitney Houston, Robin Williams, Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus. I mean, who's going to be here this year?
We've got, Sharon Stone, Eric McCormack, Heidi Klum, young musical talent. Elton always picks who performs on the night. And in this case, it's a young British performer called Sam Fender.
When the Oscar viewing party comes to life, we're talking this Sunday. What do you expect to see?
A lot of gold. You know what? I love that the chairs are the pop of gold because it's Oscars. It's theme. The bird of paradise flowers I think are beautiful. It's that nice little bright pop. I love it when flowers have a really bright pop of color, and then everything around them is kind of more neutral. It's perfect.
We were just in a conversation about the grilled cheese. Fun fact about the grilled cheese.
I created it 16 years ago, and the first year that I did it, everybody loved it, and somebody said Elton really loved it as well. So I've kept it on the menu. It's the only thing that I repeat every year.
Here's to raising $6 more million. There you go, 600.
Even more, higher if we can.
And of course, EJAF raised $6 million at this party alone just last year. They're hoping to surpass that number again this year. Since both David Furnish and Sir Elton John are a little busy at the Oscars right now, the cast of Queer Eye is hosting the event inside. That's the very latest right here in West Hollywood. I'm Megan Tellis. I'll send it back to all of you in Hollywood as well.
Looks like a fun party,
Megan. It does look like that is one of the great places to watch.
Eilish.
There she goes, makes her way in. I believe she will be involved in the In Memoriam segment. We're not sure, but we know that she is singing tonight.
Yeah.
The big question, who walks away with Best Picture? That's the race we can't quite figure out. Here are your 9 nominees. 1917, Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. All right, Laura Dern there is in 2 of those nominated movies, Little Women and Marriage Story. I'm going to say Parasite. What are you going to say?
I said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. One of my favorites really was Ford versus Ferrari. I know it's not being talked about as far as winning the whole thing, but I really enjoyed that movie a lot.
We've got stars on either side of us. We'll go to Doug Kolk and Megan Henderson and Tom O'Neill. This is the tough one, I think.
Yeah.
Kids, who walks away with it?
Ooh, I'm saying Parasite.
Tom, let's go to you for a second.
Come on.
He's the expert.
He's 1917, and I'm Parasite too. And look, there are 4 movies that can win here. Not just those 2, but like Jess was just saying, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Jojo Rabbit is coming on strong. And what decides the winner here? A preferential ballot that ranks the contenders. Last year, everyone said Roma, 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 and the winner was Green Book. Now, what does Doug say the winner is?
Tom, this is here's my assessment. You look at a film and the elements that go into a Best Picture.
Okay.
Acting, writing, directing, cinematography, sound, mise en scène. What elements did Parasite bring to the table?
The same things Moonlight had when it won, a heart, and the little indie movie that didn't have all those other nominations. It's a different game now. Yes, all of those things you just said, Doug, used to be true in the days.
Wouldn't you say layers too? I'm going to say layers. It brings layers.
Okay.
We don't know.
Come on.
Fair enough.
Come
Fair enough.
on.
This
I'm
is
pro-Parasite.
this
I'm
is
still going
separate.
1917.
Not pro-Parasite.
And we have 10,000 people making predictions at Gold Derby,
Yeah.
and they're saying 1917. We have 35 X-Words. They're saying 1917. And I say baloney. It's Parasite.
There you go. There you have it. Sam and Jess, back to you.
You know what, you guys? It's a gut feeling, and Tom's got that gut feeling.
the
Come on,
younger-
you guys are Jojo Rabbit stars.
Jojo Rabbit stars. Kids, you're young. It's exciting. What's it like to be here?
Kind of trippy. Yeah.
What's the trippiest part?
The fact that there's like 100 celebrities here, and like.
Who do you guys want to meet?
Chris Hemsworth, and just like basically anyone who's been in a Marvel film. I mean, like, I swear to God, I just love Marvel films. Oh my God, I'm getting too much.
I said this. I said at least you guys have each other to hang around as pals.
Yeah. I mean, we're at the Oscars. It's kind of somebody I know. Pretty good. For real.
Anybody that we have crushes on? Obviously, we're interested in the Chris Hemsworth of the world. Here's beautiful Laura Dern right here. Any?
They love Laura Dern, right?
Yeah.
Don't put him on the spot, Sam.
Yes, I'm not trying to put him on blast.
We're getting shy on you.
Yes.
But can you? I read that this is your very first movie, and for your so for your very first movie to be an Oscar-nominated movie is huge.
I know. Yeah, scary. No, I really can't. I feel so I really can't. I really can't believe it. Yes.
Was it fun to make a movie?
Yes, it was really fun.
Hey guys. All right, we're gonna let you
Have
guys
fun,
go,
you two.
and then
Have
we're
a
chatting with
great
Laura.
time.
Nice to see
Bye.
you. There, it's the big embrace and the hug.
You know, I haven't met you. You guys are amazing together. I mean, guys, you better be great friends in life because your friendship is like my favorite friendship. It's so beautiful. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Good. It's supposed to be fun. I mean, what's happening? This is fun.
It's supposed to be fun. Hi, Laura. Good to see you.
That is great advice.
You said
I love that.
you know what? Not only their friendship on screen, but their real life friendship is inspiring too.
So beautiful. And I love that they're here together and this whole thing must be
it was
totally
so
overwhelming.
cute because they were just standing in the middle, like, where do we go? And I said, but at least they have each other.
I know. Like my teenagers who are here somewhere.
Okay, two nominations tonight, two different movies for Best Picture. This just must be a pinch me kind of a year for you.
It really is. I mean, we've spoken about it. I'm very close to both directors who are a couple in real life, Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig, so to be with them is just a dream. It's really beautiful. I love both their films so much. And to be nominated alongside peers and sisters and friends is also, gorgeous.
And let's use another word, to be celebrated. The Independent Spirit Awards yesterday, and the Laura Dern production number that James Corden said it's the greatest production number he's seen on any award show ever.
He did. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. It was amazing. I was in shock. I still can't believe it happened.
For those who are not familiar, the Los Angeles Gay Men's Chorus essentially saluted. Was it every movie you've ever made? It was just a whole salute.
It was every movie. It started seemingly as a tribute to moments in films this year and then turned to a Laura Dern kind of insane tribute with clips and moments from movies and everybody singing. My daughter was laughing so hard and so confused. But it was amazing.
One thing we talked about in both these movies is the use of very specific language and how you think that language, to a large degree, is what's brought you here today.
It absolutely is. You rarely get such extraordinary and prolific writing, and both Noah Baumbach nominated for his original screenplay and Greta for her adapted screenplay. The scripts were perfect. And you just step right into the being of the character. You're so blessed when you have that kind of writing.
Let me ask you this, and this is kind of a difficult question. Joaquin Phoenix, Renee Zellweger, Brad Pitt, and your name. The presumptive winners tonight. Being in that category, is that the blessing or the burden?
I don't know. I actually just texted Renee to sort of hope she's surrendering to the night and that we get to just enjoy ourselves. I was raised by actors and maybe glass half empty people, I don't know, because they don't presume anything, and they taught me not to just be in the moment, and as actors, that's our job. So I'm just here for the joy of celebrating.
Just
with my
surrender.
family.
Enjoy tonight. Have a great time tonight.
Great time. Have a great
Here
time.
comes Phineas and Billie Eilish.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Hi, how are you
Hi,
guys?
You guys?
How are you?
It's all going
Good.
your way. What a year for the two of you. Congratulations on the Grammys. But nothing seems to faze you. Does the Oscar stage faze you? Come see, come saw.
We'll see.
Whatever.
You know, we'll see. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really special, and I'm honored to be here at all.
I mean, 2020 has really kicked off for you. How many Grammys? You had more than you could carry. Now we're here at the Oscars. You're performing. Can you believe it?
Whose life am I living? I don't know. It's
But
crazy.
I tell you what, this idea of local kids do well, 3 sellout shows at the Forum. You've grown up. Maybe your parents turning in the Oscars every Sunday, once a year.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Yeah, every year. We watched it like it was the Super Bowl growing up. We had Oscar parties, and everybody would place bets. This year I'm not betting because I'm here. It didn't seem right. But
All
yeah.
right, she's too cool to say. Who is she going to freak out to see?
I'll be honest. I think we're somewhere in the vicinity of Shia LaBeouf. I don't know if either of us are prepared. We both love Shia LaBeouf. We're a huge Shia fan.
Who's he going to lose it to see?
That's a good one. You know what? I don't know. I don't think Ryan Gosling's coming, but if he came, Phineas would die. That's
True.
Phineas's
True.
crush.
With you on that.
Right?
Man crush.
Kids, last thing, prediction. Who leaves here tonight with an Academy Award?
We're both huge fans of Parasite.
Parasite was
I'm a huge fan of
unbelievable.
1917. I love Judy. I love Renee and Judy. Rooting for her.
Made excellent predictions.
You sure
I think you're
have.
going to be right. It's good
Have
to see you,
a
Billy.
great time,
Thanks so
you
much. Thank
guys.
you.
Congratulations
Have fun. Thanks,
on
Phineas.
everything.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
You know what? What a great way for us to finish up. Jessica's California Cooking is next here. Enjoy that. Our Oscar coverage continues all afternoon and evening on KTLA.
It does. Sam, it's always fun.
I
Megan
love you.
and Doug and everyone, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.